Yes, this isn't my usual football video, and if my voice sounds different, I've been sick the last few days, so that's why. Anyway, time to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. We just now hit the All-Star break, and as of right now, they are second in the West as the second youngest team in the NBA. For the last few years, there have been hype around this team that they could become a dynasty in the future, and this season they've taken a huge leap forward from last year, and it looks like they could win the finals this year, and like I said, they could become a dynasty. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video, but this is why the Oklahoma City Thunder can win the NBA Finals. First, let's go back to 2019. It's round 1 of the playoffs, and the Blazers just beat the Thunder in 5 games after Damian Lillard hit one of the greatest shots in basketball history. This team was led by point guard Russell Westbrook, who had been with the team since 2008 and won 2017 MVP, and small forward Paul George, who the Thunder traded for in 2017 to fill the void of Kevin Durant's departure. However, the organization and their fans knew this wasn't going to work, and it was time to rebuild. After the Clippers signed Kawhi Leonard, they decided to make a move for Paul George, and they traded a slew of picks and players for PG-13. Even back in his Indiana days and even during his OKC playing days, he was rumored to be traded to an LA team anytime soon, but this time around, the stars aligned perfectly for that to happen. And then 5 days later, the Thunder would trade Russell Westbrook, the greatest player in franchise history, to the Rockets for Chris Paul and more picks. And even though most Thunder fans were sad and bitter that we were going into a rebuild, the future was already looking bright. From those 2 trades alone, the Thunder got 11 total draft picks, including 11 from the Paul George trade, so it's very easy to say we could very well be set up for the future by just drafting players. Not only that, but in 2020, the Thunder were projected to be pretty bad, one of the worst teams in the NBA, but they proved a lot of people wrong. In the shortened 2019-2020 NBA season, the Oklahoma City Thunder went 44-28 and made the NBA playoffs, ironically enough, playing against the Houston Rockets and the Portland Trail Blazers, the team who quote-unquote sent us into the rebuild, barely made the playoffs. The main part of this success was Chris Paul, who put up 17.5 points per game and 6.5 points per game and was selected to his 10th All-Star game, but the numbers don't tell the whole story, as his veteran leadership and developing guys like Chet, Gilgeous-Alexander really helped the team, and that's something Chris Paul's been able to do his whole career. Not only that, but Dennis Schroeder was a candidate for 6th Man of the Year, and he was another big part of the success. An undrafted guard from Arizona State, Lou Dort, who is still on the team, also played a big role. However, the Thunder would lose in 7 games to the Rockets, ending a spectacular, surprising season, but it was clear they couldn't keep around Chris Paul and other guys around for long, and they'd have to get ready to build around SGA and draft more young guys for the future. That offseason, we would trade Chris Paul to the Suns and Dennis Schroeder to the Lakers, and these are already pretty smart trades at the time, but in hindsight, especially the Dennis Schroeder one, it's looking even smarter. 2020-21 season was the first full year of the rebuild, and this was a season to forget, but that's mostly what happens in rebuilding seasons. The Thunder would go 22-50 and would earn a 6th overall pick, and SGA would improve from 19-5-3 a game to 23-4-5 a game. And with the number 6 pick in the 2021 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder would select Josh Giddey, a shooting guard from Australia. And I know I just made a joke, but I have a right to. I'm a big Josh Giddey fan, and I'm an OKC Thunder fan, and I know Josh Giddey's innocent. Yeah, he did nothing wrong. I'm not going to go in depth on it here on YouTube, but he's innocent. But besides this year, he hasn't been all too bad, as he's put up very solid numbers all around his first 2 seasons, including in his rookie season becoming the youngest, second youngest, and third youngest player to record a triple-double. But in 2021-2022, the Oklahoma City Thunder would still be one of the worst teams in the NBA, finishing 24-58. But hey, that's okay. That's what you expect from a rebuilding team, and you still get a high draft pick. Almost forgot, SGA report, he's still slightly improving. But this was a perfect year to be a crappy team, as all eyes in this draft were on freakish unicorn power forward from Gonzaga, Chet Holmgren. However, the Thunder came out just short of the 1st overall pick, as they finished with the 2nd pick, and also they got the 12th pick because of the Clippers Well, they lost Kawhi Leonard this year due to injury and had some bad play-in tournament luck. But the Orlando Magic took a lot of people by surprise as they took Paolo Banchero, the power forward from Duke, #1 overall instead, but it has not been bad for them at all. He just made his first All-Star game, but this meant that Chet Holmgren was going to fall #2 overall to the OKC Thunder, and they took him. The Thunder took 3 other guys in this draft, with Ousmane Dieng with the 11th overall pick, Jalen Williams with the 12th overall pick, and another guy named Jalen Williams in the 2nd round, which is kind of weird. But these 3 guys, it didn't seem like much at the time, besides the fact that we drafted 2 guys named Jalen Williams, but they play some big parts in the next 2 seasons. The expectations for the Thunder were higher this year, as Chet Holmgren was supposed to be a very promising rookie, possibly winning Rookie of the Year, and SGA was expected to take that next leap into being an All-Star. However, they would receive some tragic news before the season began. Chet Holmgren would injure his foot and he'd be out for his entire rookie season. And now all that expectation is looking really bleak now. It looked like another season down the tanks, another season with a high lottery pick, but the Thunder were about to prove a lot of people wrong. SGA took a huge leap this year and he was named to his first All-Star team. Also, the Jalen Williams duo was also terrific, as J-Dub finished 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting, and then Jay Will, he didn't finish in anything, but he was pretty solid for a 2nd round pick. OKC would earn a play-in spot at 40-42, and they beat New Orleans. However, they lose to Minnesota in the next round. But even though the loss hurt, it was okay because the future was looking even brighter for the team. And now we cut to today, where the Oklahoma City Thunder are having their best season since the 2015-16 season. OKC is currently 37-17 at the All-Star break, and they currently hold the #2 seed in the Western Conference. SGA just made his 2nd All-Star team, and not only that, he's having an MVP caliber season, and as of right now, he's #2 in the MVP ladder. J-Dub has taken a big 2nd-year improvement as he's up to 19 points per game, and Chet Holmgren is finally making his NBA rookie season, and he's done very well, and he's going to finish 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting. And then you have some key depth guys like Cason Wallace, who's a rookie this year out of Kentucky, and then you have Isaiah Joe, who's one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA, and then you have other guys like Jay Will, who's still good, Lou Dort, who's still on the team, and recently acquired Gordon Hayward from the Charlotte Hornets. Even if the Thunder don't win the NBA Finals this year, it's alright because we're going to have many other chances to win it all in the future.